There are two ways we can look at George Osborne's final budget before the general election in May. Firstly, we can evaluate the specific measures that Osborne is planning to introduce, and in that regard we're seeing more of the same. Specific measures to further stoke the housing market, including an ISA for first-time buyers, and tax cuts which primarily benefit the already affluent, but play upon popular concerns about people paying a little bit too much tax. We all want to pay a little bit less tax. It's the classic Osborne formula, as I say, benefiting the already affluent but playing upon popular concerns. Really, it's a budget for people who already support the Conservatives, and it's played out very well in tabloid press, which generally supports the Conservatives. The other way of assessing the budget is in terms of the coalition's progress towards its deficit reduction targets, and then we've seen an enormous U-turn from George Osborne in this regard. As in 2012, when he essentially abandoned his Plan A in favour of Alistair Darling, the previous Chancellor's deficit reduction plans, yesterday he's essentially abandoned his new plan in favour of Ed Balls, the Shadow Chancellor's deficit reduction plan. So the difference between Labour and the Conservatives on deficit reduction is now relatively minor. Closes this space which the Labour were obviously hoping was going to be an important line of attack in their election campaign. Now George Osborne has done this by essentially admitting failure on austerity, admitting it silently of course, in the small print of his budget documents. Is that there have also been some very clever wheezes from the Treasury in terms of how public finances are calculated and projected.